here, 3 o'clock position of Sanshorn Miss. We have our red Protoss player from Team SlayerS. Trying to tie things back up for them, it is Puzzle. And his opponent, the monster in Terran form, winner of the last 3 games in a row, trying to send Team Liquid to San Francisco, it is TaeJa.
Man, the TaeJa advantage right now. SlayerS is like, don't TaeJa me, bro. You get it? Was that not the worst joke I've ever told on a StarCraft cast?
It's right up there, man. You're winning.
I'm hiking up my pants. I'm feeling all proud right now. If I was wearing suspenders, I'd be like
up your pants
putting both thumbs underneath them.
Well,
oh yeah, I've been saving that one.
Oh God! All right, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring things back, guys, with the fact that we are giving away 5 copies of Heart of the Swarm right now. So if you want to win a pre-order of Heart of the Swarm, what we'll do is if you win our contest, we'll pre-order a copy in your name. You will not have to pay for it. Then you need to head over to tinyurl.com/IPLHOTS. Again, that's tinyurl.com/IPLHOTS. IPL Hots.
That's right.
Ipple Hots?
I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's freaking me out. Well, that's Barracks number 1
TaeJa.
coming up for TaeJa behind the mineral line here, and this is obviously a very interesting map. This is one of the maps that's due for rotation, and he's putting up gas as well. Right. So we're going to see, at the very least, a little bit of early aggression, whether it comes in the form of Marauders, whether it comes in the form of eventual tech. We'll find out in a bit, but
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of Terran players such as Marine King right now that have been doing a lot of 2 barracks openings versus Protoss. It was very, very popular back in the day. Like, back in the day, it was like, oh yeah, you 2 racks against Protoss because early Marine Marauder pressure is awesome against them. They're really good if you micro well, and the Protoss is kind of bad. You can just win with 2 barracks. So we've seen actually players go back to that, and it was kind of stopped after a while because Terran players were like, all right, you know what? I'd rather get a better economy, which overall is the better decision. But I don't think we're going to see 2 barracks from TaeJa this game.
No, he's saving up for 100 gas.
He's going to be getting a factory.
Eventually a factory, yep.
So this is going to be, well, we'll see what it's going to be because TaeJa has been trying out the Marine tank style lately. I like to call it the Nada style because Nada was really the one who did it quite a bit in the GSL and other team leagues before he ended up retiring. It was, it's kind of like the 1-1-1, you know, only it relies more on, only it relies more on having more bases. It's not all in or anything.
That's a clever spot, because if you just pass by that, you may not glimpse that. That is, even that little thing that TaeJa's doing is just awesome.
You know, I was totally not paying attention to, because this is actually what you do. If you do a Marauder rush, you actually just kind of let that gas build up, you make your first Marine, and then you have just enough for a Marauder and Concussive Shell after the Tech Lab finishes. So I have obviously not played TVP for a little while.
But still, the way that TaeJa is doing this is just awesome. It looks like he is going to expose a Marauder and expand behind this. So a Marauder expand with Concussive Shell.
It's kicking it old school, man.
This is cool, though.
This is something you don't see very often. And you can see Puzzle chrono boosting out some Zealots instead, because he's like, all right, I know I'm actually going to need some defense here. But if when he runs into the Marauders, he's going to have a really hard time with this. TaeJa's going to be able to micro against Zealots pretty easily with this. I think one time I just tried it way back in like Steps of War, and with good micro, you can slow down like 5 Zealots.
He's got a Reaper coming up behind this as well, so that will certainly help with the Zealots. It'll help with structures. It'll be able to pull units away. And wow, TaeJa's really putting on the pressure now. We see a few probes pulled off the line.
And this is pretty big here. There's a lot of lost mining time for Puzzle. And think about it, even if TaeJa loses everything here, it's not even going to be that bad because he's killing probes, he's costing mining time. The bunker has not finished.
Yeah.
Probably going to need to cancel that. Yeah, definitely going to need to cancel that, but damage done. Nicely played.
Damage done. TaeJa actually double expanding behind this. Of course, this, like we tend to say in Terran matchups quite a bit, that third command center are going to be used for the most part to saturate 2 bases very quickly, and then will be floated over to the third, but still.
Exactly. I love this, though. Terran players putting on pressure to take that third command center in TVP. Such a cool way to play it. Reaper is moving over as well. That's awesome, too.
Oh, wow.
Can check if there's any sort of tech. He can pull units back into his main. He can attack from 2 prongs so early. It's so early to have to worry about this type of thing in a game of StarCraft 2. And TaeJa, look at that. The probes trying to get the surround on the Reaper, and they do get it, but he killed 2 probes there with that.
And looks like he's not going to duck into the middle once again. He would have had the opportunity to do so if the Reaper had led those probes on a merry chase. He would have been fine.
I mean, he saw that he saw that his opponent wasn't going to respond with units. He was just going to defend it with probes. So that's fine. Another probe goes down. How many workers have been killed in this game already? Look at that. 6 probes dead already.
And what is the overall worker count? Looks like it's 28 to 26 now, and a few of these Marauders being chased down, unfortunately.
Yeah, you do have to get those Marauders out of there after a little while, otherwise something like this happens and you become a bit vulnerable to a counterattack. You can see TaeJa now having to pull some of his own workers to defend something like this, but you will see he should be okay, but it's going to be a little bit tense at least. He's going to lose a couple gatherers.
Yeah, so a lot of that economic damage that he inflicted is coming right back. And,
finish.
of course, yeah, as we can see, those Marines taking quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah. Oh, I like that, putting the injured SCV in the bunker, but he's still going to lose a couple here. Nice target fire on that last SCV before Puzzle pulls back. And now he has killed 7 workers of his opponent. So, ooh, he's up 1 worker kill. Oh, no. Pretty back and forth TVP already, and we're not even at the 9-minute mark yet.
Yeah, so, well, Twilight Council and a robotics facility just finishing up now for Puzzle. So, producing those observers for now. We'll see what eventually this is going to be used for in the future. Blink Stalkers is so powerful on this map.
Yeah.
As we can see, there's a lot of cliff line to abuse. Even around the back, you can get in there as well. So, it's very easy to pull Terran players apart with Blink Stalkers.
It makes sense, and because of that, too, TaeJa probably is going to be aware of that. Oh, man. Wow, Puzzle going up to 6 gates here, and he is going to really, really try to kill TaeJa early, it looks like.
Okay, well, there's 150 minerals, 150 gas, and that's Blink, so no surprise there. It's kind of what we had thought. But TaeJa's preparing at least up in the front. He's got 2 bunkers underway. He's building in that supply depot wall and just continuing to macro like a madman. Yeah,
he's got his factory coming up behind this engineering bay as well to start getting his +1 shields, but you know what? He's going to need to be careful with this. His unit production has been a little bit less, you know, because of all the tech he's gotten, because he's been on a lower amount of barracks. He's not going to have as big of an army as he normally would have. He's going to be able to start that production now, but it's going to be a little bit smaller. Immortals being produced by this as well, so we'll have to see what happens. Puzzle either way is going to come with a very, very strong attack here.
This is quite powerful now, but a little bit more varied.
Right.
Yeah. So he's going to sit back for a little bit longer here. Yeah. Not going to be a very quick attack, but he is certainly going to be able to put on a lot of pressure when the time actually comes. As we can see, more engineering base finish up with that armory, so TaeJa going to continue powering ahead with upgrades.
I almost feel like if this was just straight up 6 or 7 gate Blink Stalker from Puzzle, he would have had a great timing to get in there and actually do a lot of damage too, but deciding to do things a little bit differently. He's moving across the map right now. He's going to time this up with +1 armor, which of course is going to help his Zealots a little bit against his Marines with that Guardian Shield too.
Okay, well, we'll see what's going to be queued up after this. It's going to be another Mortal who'll rally with 3, as he does have some time. Oh, TaeJa gets a pretty good look and has Blink revealed as well, so pretty good scout there by TaeJa, I have to say.
Yeah, he's gonna know what's going on. He's waiting for that 3rd base. He's like, all right, this push is coming a little bit late, so maybe you are considering putting down a 3rd, so he does want to have something there to scout just in time here.
All right, well, TaeJa actually going to take the fight to Puzzle a little bit, moves out, and the medevac does go down. In fact, that was the only one that was sitting on the map, so 2 more coming up now, but it's going to be a while before they're finished. Any stim now is really going to hurt TaeJa.
Oh, TaeJa. Oh, he's losing a lot of units here. Doesn't even, I think he maybe killed 1 sentry.
Yeah, but that's not the amount of damage he wanted to do. And now Puzzle is sitting on 111 supply to his opponent 77 and continuing to push on forward.
That's right. The thing is, if TaeJa can hold this, he's going to have a 3rd command center ready to go. He's going to have a really good position because his opponent probably isn't going to have that 3rd. We'll see. We'll see how much Puzzle really wants to put into this.
And nice position from Puzzle around the side there. Of course, the Immortals are going to be able to deal with that supply depot so quickly. There's a scan to pick off the Observer, and that's exactly what TaeJa did. That was a great move there.
Yeah, he knew the Observer was there. Good scan to pick that off. Now, Puzzle is looking at taking a 3rd. It looks like possibly, at least he's scoping out the occasion. Here he comes, trying to push up the ramp here. The Zealots trying to get in there, but just kind of falling through the supply depots, not doing a lot. And TaeJa is defending against this so far.
Yeah, this is
the bunker's gone.
This has not been the best attack from Puzzle quite yet, but he is going to bring in a few more units now. But he has lost quite a bit. That supply gap narrowed a lot, and Puzzle took some significant damage.
That's right, and look at this, teching again. So yeah, Puzzle's not going to try to end things right here. He's going to try to take that 3rd base, but like I mentioned earlier, TaeJa already has his 3rd command center finished a long time ago. He's got plenty of SCVs. He's still making 3 at once, so once he forces back this force for Puzzle, he's going to be able to get really far ahead in economy.
Okay, well, we'll see if Puzzle decides to move back now. He's had that probe in position for a while to put down a third, but is committing to this attack. Storm,
he really wants
charge,
to do damage.
+1 weapons all coming up now, but he hasn't been able to inflict that kind of damage that he wants as of yet.
Yeah, Puzzle does tend to be a more aggressive player. Oh, not paying attention, though. A lot of units get down that ramp, and a lot of them in range. Puzzle not pulling back here.
Yeah, and one of the Immortals died right away, so Puzzle now has to move back. He doesn't have enough for another set of force fields, and he has to move back across the map. Third base coming up for him, but as we mentioned before, of course, TaeJa's is long done.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. TaeJa taking that third base here, chasing his units, or chasing his opponent's units, rather, across the map. Charge did just finish. Storm is actually getting close to finish as well, but I don't think Puzzle has too many High Templar out right now. Does he? He's making a couple here, but how many does he have so far? Okay,
now
that's 4. That's not bad. Oh, man, he's going to lose the Immortal, though.
And look at that stim. He actually triple stimmed his units there because he just wanted to pick off a couple of units. That was really well done. Storm hitting a few units at the front, but Marauders were soaking most of the damage, so not a lot done to TaeJa there.
TaeJa needs to get to that third. He needs to deny that Nexus from finishing, and that's exactly what he's going to go do. Getting his Ghost Academy, more upgrades from back there, and he has to be so careful here. It's a strong army, but there is Storm. Nice dodge. Great preemptive split there. He knew exactly where his opponent was going to do it.
And it looks like there is just enough for one more Storm. The High Templar just getting at 75 energy there. And TaeJa's about to have a big influx of income now as all these mules start hitting.
Yeah, what a tense game. I mean, SlayerS really needs Puzzle to come through for them. They need him to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is it for them. It's do or die, and TaeJa is just looking so strong. He is starting to swing around the side, but it looks like Puzzle finally going to get some mining over at his third. He himself has a strong army, but of course, no threat of Colossi quite yet.
Puzzle does have a strong army. He's got his third base up right now. This is a bit risky, though, for Puzzle. Without a lot of Storms, I don't know how well this push is going to do. The micro from TaeJa is just great against the Zealots, and now he's going to be able to push back. Oh, no force fields as well, and TaeJa, is he going to stim again to pick off some units? Oh, huge Storm!
That was a really big one. Yeah, TaeJa's going right back home now, or at least just stopping in the middle of the map. He's almost got all the energy gone on his medevacs, and that was just the Storm that Puzzle needed.
He needs to play this a little bit carefully. His opponent is solidly on 3 bases right now. TaeJa getting baited into a position where he didn't think his opponent had a Storm, and there we go, Zealot aggression at the third base as well, just keeping his opponent on his toes. TaeJa having to micro a little bit, using some of that multitasking to keep his SCVs alive here. And look at that, Puzzle's killed 29 SCVs so far this game.
Yeah, continuing to swing in. Unfortunately, these Zealots aren't going to do too much, but still, pretty good position for him. And Puzzle now may intercept this force. Does he want to go for it, though? Stim up from TaeJa. There's a lot of charge lots coming in.
Oh, man, TaeJa having to micro, and the medevacs are getting a little bit left behind. He has to put the bio forward for a moment to let the medevacs catch up, and that costs him some health on that bio. He's found the pylon, though. If he can get to that pylon and kill it, that's going to give him a lot of breathing room here.
And TaeJa is just coming all the way back home. That was a few wasted units from Puzzle. Unfortunately, TaeJa was just right there ready to intercept them as soon as they warped in. So not able to get much damage done there. But we have, in a weird sort of way, stabilized a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. He is going after that pylon now in the lower right.
Yeah. Takes it out.
Does take that down, yeah. He's getting ghosts as well, which is going to be good. He knows his opponent was doing Templar tech. Puzzle isn't doing anything like switching over to Colossi right now, it looks like. No sign of an Robo Bay. I almost called it Colossus Bay. No sign of a Robo Bay just yet, it looks like, for our Protoss player. Concentrating mostly on upgrades and having that, that Templar Archon army as far as his high-tech units go.
And there we go.
There it is. Okay, so he is going to get that. But will it be a little bit too late? Will he be able to really make use of his Colossi when it comes to that late game situation where both players are getting close to maxed out?
And upgrades a little bit better for TaeJa at the moment. He's sitting on 2 armor, 3 weapons, as TaeJa is actually dropping at the same time. So
some damage.
Just 2 armor, 1 weapons now for Puzzle. TaeJa getting himself in position off to the side as well. We'll have to pick up these forces in a bit. No, it looks like he actually has the upgrades to just power through the charge lots as he sends a small task force through the front.
Yeah, he's going to try to draw Storm here, draw some force fields. That ended up working okay. And I think he can come right up this ramp. Yeah, nothing's saying no, so...
Oh, and it looks like there was actually another warping down at the bottom as well. So once again, more workers killed from Puzzle. He's killed 37 this whole game. He's actually up by 32 workers. But if you take that out of the overall supply, you see there's actually a huge disparity in army in favor of TaeJa.
That's right. His army is looking really big right now, but he needs that economy, too, to be able to stay in the game long term. The Ghosts are going to help, for sure, but he needs to make some more SCVs. He's still needing to make SCVs at a time where he really wouldn't want to. Another command center wouldn't hurt either. TaeJa may just try to get in there and end the game on 3 bases too.
So, right now, TaeJa, of course, does have the larger overall army, but he does have the weaker economy for now, and Puzzle is finally starting to add in those Colossi. So we'll have a threat that Puzzle doesn't have an overt answer to right now. No Vikings on the field quite yet. Lots of ghosts,
EMPs
though.
need to be perfect here. And he does manage to snipe a Zealot, it looks like.
Yeah.
All right, why not?
But he needs to get up a little bit closer. But, losing 1 ghost there in return. Puzzle's done a nice job of protecting his caster so far.
I think he actually...
I don't think so. No, I think that was the Stalkers.
I thought there was a very dead-looking Marine that was just out a little bit too far. Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of like that scene in Starship Troopers where it's like, no, just like kill me. I don't want the bugs to get me. TaeJa's just very merciful. Oh, these Zealots, though, not going to be too merciful. Again, hammering that 3rd base. TaeJa not really able to leave anything at home to defend this. Has to lift the command center yet again, and more SCVs being killed. TaeJa doesn't care, man. Oh, he was going to go for it, but he saw that Colossi had to pull back.
Yeah,
Colossus.
So now the Zealots, a pretty good EMP to weaken those units up a little bit, so the Zealots will do a little bit less damage, but once again, just denying that 3rd base for a long period of time. Now, TaeJa was starting to catch back up in workers a little bit, but he just lost another 8, so that sets him back behind it once again.
You know, has Puzzle found possibly a little gap in the armor of Liquid TaeJa? That 3rd base seems to be a very vulnerable point for him. He's been able to send things in there a lot, and those probes are very brave.
Yeah. They're very dead as well.
Right.
So
that's an interesting choice to send your probes out there like that.
Okay. Well, not
wanted
quite
to maybe long distance mine, I think, but maybe misclicked a little bit. That's a possibility. Or he just sent them there to prepare to long distance mine because his main base is mined out completely now.
Yeah, not really in a position to clear up supply yet for additional army, but he is. Oh, Storm dropping at the back. How many workers more? He killed
51.
He's killed another 4 or 5 workers.
It's a bad day to be an SCV in TaeJa's army.
Yeah, no kidding. So. Just continuing to do damage with harassment once again. He's prevented this big attack from coming for so long, and now there are 2 Colossi out as well to help with this army.
He has a couple Vikings. Nice feedbacks on some of those ghosts, but there's so many ghosts it just doesn't even matter. Snipe. Oh, more feedbacks go down, but again, so many ghosts here. TaeJa, if he can kill this 3rd, that would be huge.
And it looks like he does clean up 1 more Templar sitting around the back. TaeJa with a very nice
there.
job. Wow, actually EMPing a lot of those forces. Ghost trying to swing around the side to pick out forces in the middle. 3rd base does go down. High Templar are all down, and the Colossi are now starting to fall as well. 1 falls, and TaeJa loses some of his bio units, but he's just rolling forward.
The lack of detection for SlayerS Puzzle may have just made the difference in this game. He didn't have any way to stop the Ghost from getting in there. EMPing finally gets a Storm on them once Cloak runs out, but the damage is done. He's got a 3rd base down in the bottom right, but he has taken a big hit to the economy. It's not even done yet.
Okay.
TaeJa's got so many medevacs too. The Storms are not as effective as they used to be.
And that army difference is almost entirely army right now. So a significant army advantage. 1 more Colossus goes down. Ladies and gentlemen, I think TaeJa may have very well done it. The last 2 forces going down for Puzzle.
TaeJa's army is so small, the Storms killing as many probes as they are bio units, but TaeJa doesn't care. He's lifting on the high ground right now, taking out that Archon. 61 supply, less than that, 50 supply to 116. TaeJa doubling it. I think TaeJa's going to send Team Liquid to the finals.
Oh my God, TaeJa has performed so well during this entire tournament. He's at 103 supply to his opponent's 49. Some of it may be tied up in medevacs here, but it just doesn't matter. Any more units coming across the map? No. A few Zealots making their way down, trying to do damage to TaeJa, but he intercepts them with some forces in the middle.
Those Zealots are more like guerrilla forces trying to fight, you know, underground to bring the Protoss back to power on Sanshorn. Miss. It's just not going to work, man.
No, even missing with those storms.
There
it is, GG. Liquid is coming to San Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, they have moved through the lower bracket. They have defeated Prime, MVP, StarTale, SlayerS.